Hello, Gary Champion, psychic medium, once again with probably a video that'll confuse you. It's a beautiful Friday night here, and there's a little ice cream truck going by. Got the little door open, ice cream, kids going out to get ice cream. What's more American than that? Anyway, this is a video that's came from a lot of different sources, and it's about your legacy, who you are, what you're doing, what you're leaving behind. And I'm saying your legacy should be probably along the lines of do the best you can. I know a lot of slackers out there doing the least they can, but that doesn't leave anything. That remembers people. Yeah, I remember that guy. That he never left the house. Um, this is about doing the best you can with what you got. And I'm going to use a video, to prove a point. I don't think he'd mind. I don't think he uses it. I don't think he watches my videos. And I hear from him about once a year. I don't remember him because I don't remember anybody. But he says he calls about once a year, and he's not prone to making stuff up. And just giving him a reading the other night, and a lot of interesting things came out. And I said, "You don't have long to live," and he said, "No, I don't." And I said, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "There's practically nothing right with me. There's more wrong with me than right with me." And this is a man who did the best he could to make money. He didn't do the best he could. Let me phrase that right. And it's almost like he was looking for something, and I was supposed to supply him with it. So we got talking about houses and cars and how many houses you got. I got a house on this island, I got a house on that island. How many cars you got? Well, I got two over here and I got one over there. Did you get the little car? No, I got the big one. How much money you got? Turns out a lot. He's done some pretty hard work. But I know his legacy is that of his grandfather dying young and his father dying young, and he's going to do the same thing. It's stress related, someone's saying real loud. I don't remember what we talked about. And he has a heart condition, all these things caused by stress. And the stress over a period of years has lowered his immune system, and now he's got cancer and other things. And we were talking. I think he calls me for the truth. I don't think he likes the truth very much, but we got to talking about life, how short it is. So, what are you going to do with all that money and houses and cars? And, well, I'm going to sell it all, and I'm going to give it to my son. Okay, I think that's what most people do. And I was thinking, I told him a story. My guys are telling me the story now. Sounds silly now, but it's a story that I had when I first got into this business. That as a psychic medium, if I ever became famous, if I ever made a lot of money, and I was touring around doing these gallery readings and things, I see the other guys doing. They're quite good at it. That opportunity just never came along for me. It's not a it's a regret I have. It's not a regret I have. I think I've had a lot of fun doing this and helped a lot of people. And maybe my station is not that. Maybe my station is at this lower place, doing good at the level I'm doing it now, which I'm extremely happy with. But I said if I ever got famous, I'd put aside a certain amount of money, and I would use it to fund operations for children. There's a lot of people doing that now. This is a long time ago. But I thought, children with cancer that can't afford the treatment, that something's gone wrong, that maybe it's just a matter of money. Um, I don't know, cleft palates, club foot, anything that could be fixed just by a doctor doing the work. There's no lack of doctors in this country. They trip on each other out there, and they're doing good work, but they're not fulfilling, doing the best they can. And that was my thought. And I said, why don't you help a dog kennel? He said, how did you know I'm helping a dog kennel? I said, some dead guy named Jeffrey, who I don't know, was telling me about it. That's a good legacy. Well, I'd give some of that money to them, let them build a better hospital, maybe hire another doctor, a vet tech, or facilities better, make a difference. And I think that, like most people, he thought that his attendance was enough. And dogs dig him. That's the amazing thing. He's universally liked by animals. He has a communication with them. I don't know if he knows it or not, but he's communicating with them all the time, that he cares. But why not put your money where your mouth? You think, and his kid doesn't need the money. His kid's extremely bright and got a lot of money of his own, so he doesn't need his legacy, which is kind of, you fool yourself into thinking, I'm going to kill myself and work hard. I'm going to leave all this money for my kids where they won't suffer like I did. Well, he never really suffered, so that's out. But the kid doesn't need the money. And instead of being out working all these areas and making all this money, if you had been home with your kids, that would have been a legacy. Instead, he doesn't have that. Peanut. Oh, I'm so upset. Shh, 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 shh. Oh, it's his nemesis coming by. The dog he really hates comes out of the house. Anyway, shh. I haven't seen him really most of the day. When he shows up during my video to bark, we don't redo anything here. We just keep plowing through it. Anyway, why not give some of that money to because that makes a difference. That lasts. That could last forever. If you set up a foundation, the interest off of the money would set a foundation for helping animals. And some people have that ability. Some don't see it. I'm a part of what my father, and he did that. I didn't know he was into that. My sister heard it after he passed. Around town, people showed up at her house saying how much he had helped them bail him out of jail, or whatever he did made a difference, and they still remember it. That's a thing. But there's no monument to my father in that little town. There's no statue downtown, but there could be. I doubt that he would have liked that. He probably wouldn't have liked that at all. Because he was about doing good without beating his chest and saying, look how good I am. He had his own demons to struggle with, too. And he's big demons. And yet he still managed to do good by helping others. And sometimes it doesn't take much. And I'm sure this guy I've been talking to, I'm sure he doesn't understand it. I'm sure he gets it. He'll say, I get it, but he really doesn't. If he did, he would have done it. Something comes out of you organically, it's usually right. And I've told little stories about some of the things I've done without giving names or what it was. So this is why we do the free stuff. Why we do free readings and free healings here. And it's why those people who are listening now will join us on Sunday. This is I'm not recruiting, but I guess I am. Sunday the 8th, 2 o'clock, Central Standard Time. The energy has a great effect on people. I've seen it do some miraculous things. So maybe you're the energy we need. If you have a good heart, doesn't matter if you're a healer or not. The energy travels, whether you believe it or not. Join with us. Help us do something. I have a new book. I'm not selling my book, but all this is prompted by that. And the name of the book is Saving Myself. And sort of what helped prompt all this, the video and everything, was watching the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, and it's just a mess. There's nothing there. I'm not really watching it, and it showed up on my screen on my homepage on YouTube. There it was, and I clicked on it and listened to about a minute of it. Thought this isn't worthy of anybody, but then next to it and down, there's one where Johnny Depp dressed up as Captain Jack Sparrow went to a hospital and made suffering people. He had to fly in. He had to pay for that. He had to get the costume. He had to get the okay to wear the costume. He had to have makeup people make him look like Jack Sparrow again and do some good without, I mean, if he wasn't nationally known. That matters. It's not the character he plays. In the movies he made $3 billion on for some company, Disney, it's the good that it does when he goes to a hospital or someplace like that. Or he goes to Disney, too. He dresses up as the Mad Hatter, and he's there live in a little box with a big screen. It looks like it's they're playing some film, but he's actually behind there talking to people in the crowd through his character. Yeah, that helps Disney. I doubt that Disney's going to hire him again, but they should, because he's an interesting character. And all of this stuff, this bad stuff they say he's done, I don't care. I don't care what he's done there, because he's done $1 billion worth of good here. I guess it's easy to take pot shots at someone when they're on the top. I don't care if they're true or not. It's all petty crap anyway. But the good he did over here far outweighs whatever this defamation thing. And that sort of prompted the video. I was thinking, and then I remembered my time when I first got in this business, how if I'd made a lot of money, that's what I would have done with it. And I don't have to now. Johnny Depp said it for me. And my father did it before me. I'm sure his father did it before him. A certain kindness in that, a certain symmetry to passing. Just like the same symmetry that this guy, his father's father died young and he was a go-getter and a moneymaker, and his father was the same and he died young, and estranged people from each other. And now it's come upon him. And I think I've known this guy for 10 years. And he calls periodically. And I think this is a guy that I've always said, slow down, don't work. Your time is short. Of course, now it is. That's the thing. The things we would do when our time is short and we're dying are different than the things we do if we think we're going to live forever. That's strange. Life can... You're getting toward the end, you get desperate. What can I do to spiritually do something right? His kid's going to get that money whether he needs it or not. And will that pay back all the time that he was at work and not with his kid? That's harsh. That's harsh. I like the guy. He didn't say anything about the kennel. I said you could donate some money, you could fix this, you could buy him a new x-ray thing, you could do this. He's from the same generation as me, where maybe those things don't happen. It's not like going out and making a building and put your name on it. That's a legacy to you. That's about you. That's leaving your name out there. Even after you're dead, people will read that name. Ooh, what a marvelous building. That's a Billy Joe whatever building. But they won't know you. You save someone's kid's life, that's generational. Random thoughts from a crazy person. Anyway, don't wait until the end to decide to do something for someone. That maybe that's what the real, there's a facade of life. There's a facade of life. You go into a place, you get your hamburger, you pay your money, you sit down, you do this, you do that. Um, you buy clothes. Uh, that's a facade of life. I'm saying that's the part of life that doesn't really matter. Although I enjoy my hamburgers. Um, the life behind the life is the spiritual life. And if you maybe do something spiritual every now and then, you'll find it makes a difference in you. It also makes a difference in the people that you help. It also makes a difference in the people that you incorporate, that you invite in to help you, which is what we're doing on Sunday. I'm inviting anybody that's a healer. Even if you have a good heart, that energy will travel past time and space and help this person. Why? Because we've seen it. Some of those people that we've helped now join us and give their energy to helping somebody else. It's not the Gary Champion show. I'm hardly, if I weren't there, it'd probably be just as good. It'd make no difference at all. I do it because I'm compelled to do it. I have no other excuse for it. I think it's a worthwhile cause. Um, it doesn't make me a hero. It just makes me a spiritual person. And a non-spiritual person would say, man, he could charge for that. He could get on there and do the monetizing of his site, and commercials would play, and he makes money on that. Why? Why? Why would I do such a thing? My station in life is doing what I do. Your station in life, because of who you are, could be far greater. You could make a bigger impact than anybody. But if you don't do it, you'll never know. It's amazing how many psychic mediums are out there hiding. They choose not to use their talent. And probably 30 million people as healers that could make a difference. It's amazing how many nurses are healers, that they make a difference in the hospital, not just with scheduling and shots and taking their temperature and all that, which is important work, but healing energy. They pass it on to their patients, and they know they're doing it. That's giving back without stamping your name on it. Here, I did that. I got a rubber stamp here. Let me put my name on that. No. People brighten up when they come in the room. I had that conversation with a lady today. She's a nurse and a healer. People brighten up when she comes in the room. She does good work without seemingly doing anything because the energy's so good. But she's aware that she's doing it. And we've talked about it. It is a legacy. That's why patients who have had anything to do with her call for her. They want her to do whatever it is that needs doing because there's something about her. That's a far greater legacy than a building or a car or an island or two islands with two houses and two cars, and leaving all that to somebody that doesn't need it. You'd be better off. And someone, I'm hearing it coming out here, who is he to tell anybody what to do with their money? Nobody. You're absolutely right. I don't have the right to tell you what to do with your money. But I also have a compulsion to tell you to do something better with it than probably what you're doing. If you don't want to give money, that's okay. Volunteer. Help somebody with something. All of the best things you can help people with don't cost money. They don't. You send energy to someone who's dying and they don't die, that's major league crap. That's not. I was buying something at a store and I put a quarter in that jar. That's that's a quarter to make yourself feel better. It's about you. It's not about the people you're helping. This is about them. It should be. And the good that Johnny Depp did when he went to the hospital and the other places, that's giving back. He's a famous guy. He can walk in a room and pain goes away from children. They can't wait to engage him because he has that silliness about him and that character. It makes people feel good. Aim for that. Not I put a quarter. Ooh, it says save the children. No, I put a quarter in there. Oh, I got 2 pennies. Let me put those in. And do it in a big way where people standing around will say, oh, he's such a kind person. See, he put a quarter and 2 pennies in there. Whew. But he didn't get involved. He didn't volunteer to help on weekends. This guy's already helping dogs. I mean, he knew that he needed to do something since he retired. He was drawn to animals, so he went right to the kennel and volunteers, and it's a great asset, I'm sure, because he's very organized. I mean, he made lots of money, so his organization skills are up there. They should put him on the board of doing something, and the time he has left can be productive. He sort of got it because, he retired through his illness, and they called him to come back and work. Why? You did a good job when you were there, but they're beating a dead horse. It's about making money. They call him back to make money. Ooh, I feel so proud they called me to come back. No, it's not about you or anything. It's about money. They make more money when you're there than when you're not there. And this kennel that he's working at, volunteering at, will probably make a lot more money than he's there. He's a good influence. He talks to people. He has a manner about him that's commanding, and they should be using him. If he had done something like that for 40 years, who knows what would have happened. Seems to have come to a natural end, hasn't it? Boy, that was a wild video, wasn't it? I didn't know where I was going myself. But you see, I'm using a guy that's dying to prove a point. Am I going to apologize for it? No. No, I'd use anything I can to make a difference. And if he calls me on the phone and says, stop using him, I didn't say his name. I don't know his name. I don't get names when I do readings. I get a first name. So I don't really know these people. But he could easily call me and say, what are you doing using my story to... That's the nature of me. If I got a good story from someone, I'm going to try and use it in a video. And plus I was prompted to. Oh, geez, okay. You don't need something. You need to grow up, son. He said, growing up leads to growing old and then to dying. That doesn't sound like much fun. Tell me who said that. You're a lyric master if you know who said that. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.